Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. As you can see before you today, we will be looking at yet another Knight Models Harry Potter miniature adventure game figure. Yes, it's still a mouthful. Yep, today it's Lord Voldemort, aka Tom Riddle, aka He Who Should Not Be Named. You can take your pick on that one. And with his faithful companion, his snake Nagini. I've got a few Harry Potter miniatures to review and show painted and whatever coming up in the next few weeks. I haven't suddenly gone collector crazy for myself. I'm actually painting these to sell on to other collectors, should you fancy one. That's a bit of advertising out of the way. So yeah, they come in these boxes at the moment. I don't know if that's the same for them all. Another figure that came in with this postal was in the same type of box. So yeah, you get your Lord Voldemort. I'm sorry, because of the size of the box I can't get that any farther away. And then you get the house painters version of it there again, with some background, and then obviously the usual telling you what's in the box. So that's our box out the way. You then get, let's see if we get that back a bit farther. No, it's not. That's the best we're going to do. A scenario and an assembly booklet with, again, all the house painted figures, which look a damn sight better than mine. This one's you search for the Horcrux, and I'll tell you obviously where you're going to be on your baseboards. And then a quick guide how to stick said figures together, and a bit more artwork to entice you to raise your game. And no matter how much I look at the artwork, I can still never raise my game that well. But anyway, they come. Let me get this camera down slightly. In these boxes, which I will be recycling and using to put little bits and pieces in when I'm doing my figures or doing my scale modelling. Usual, two of the normal size bases. Let's have a look at Nagini first, I think. Here's Nagini, or part of her. Obviously the slotters underneath. Nice detail again, quite deep. You'd expect that really from resin, really. We have this mould line, which you'll have to be a bit careful of removing, obviously, so you don't take too much detail. Although saying that, though, it is right at the base. In fact, when you put it like that, you can't even see it. So no, I can't see too many problems with that. With most of the figures that I've had from, in fact, if not all the figures I've had so far, whether they're the Harry Potter figures or the superhero figures from the DC universe and things like that game that they do, the Batman game anyway, I don't ever see any pinholes, air holes in them, not yet anyway. So that's the body. Oh, I thought I just snapped something off there, but I haven't. It's just a piece of offcut. Here's the snake head itself, for it to focus. Now you do have you're going to have the mould line in order to take it, just to obviously do the piece. So you're going to have to be a bit careful with that. I'd probably do my scalpel on that rather than the sanding sticks, or because you've got a chance of getting rid of the scales if you're not careful. What you do with this is you put obviously the headpiece here on top. I don't think that's going to be too fiddly. Again, let's see if we can get some focus on it. Again, we've got mould line around there. Now that will take a bit of care for removing with a scalpel. Don't want to knock any of those teeth out. So that's Nagini. Put her there. Be a bit careful with this guy. This is the main man himself, he who should not be named. So there'll be a bit of clean up on that. Looks to be a mould line. I'm looking through the camera here, so again, there's nothing there though that a sand, you know, one of these sponge sanding sticks that I use, or you can use. Again, up here is a mould line. I mean, I don't know if they, when I showed that Batman figure in a previous video, that was absolutely smooth as a peach. It really was a beautiful piece of casting. These aren't rough. I mean, I don't have any problems with that, but it's surprising whether they've changed the quality of the resin or what. I've no idea, but a bit of pitting there. Again, what I do is I use some Tamiya Vallejo plastic putty, sorry, and just wet it down with put some water on an old brush, and just put it on lightly, let it dry, and then sand it down. Now, head-wise, I mean, the head looks absolutely tiny. I have put him against, in fact, no, I won't do it now because, yeah, let's get. I've still got Arthur Weasley up on his cork at the moment because I'm waiting to varnish some figures all in one go. But it looks tiny. But if he actually had hair, I think obviously I've already had a look previous, and his head's the same size as Arthur's. Obviously, they do everything to scale, so it looks a bit more tinier than, and a bit more scary to paint than hopefully it will be when it's actually stuck on the torso. The only really scary bit for me, and this is the thinnest one so far that I've come across. Whether that's supposed to be the Elder Wand, I'm not too sure, but it is a very, very skinny. I mean, look, I don't want to move it much more than that. As I say, they for gaming purposes, you have to be extremely careful with them. If you've got heavy-handed friends that are going to play a game against you, I would actually put them. They will. To me, if I was you, I'd get them to put some money in a pot for damages, and they get the money back if nothing's damaged at the end of the game. Again, tiny little hands. Everything's in scale, but again, because of the obviously the smallness of everything. Sorry, guys. You've got the mould line there. You have to be very careful. As I say, so far I've not had any breakages, and I've not broke anything. So it can be a. Whether people are being heavy-handed. As I say, I would suggest that this wand, you're going to have to be ultra careful. I mean, hopefully these are going to go to collectors and they'll be put in a cabinet, so it shouldn't have any damages on it. But yeah, you just have to be extremely careful when removing them. So guys, I'll just quickly show you the cards just so you've seen everything. You get, I was going to say 2, but again, I haven't got the game at the moment, so I can't really tell you a lot about these. But there's obviously the main cards, and because this is a scenario, I'm only going to get one out because I have them all over the shop. But there's a fair few of these smaller cards. So guys, thank you very much for taking a look at this brief review of Lord Voldemort and Nagini the Snake. Hopefully next time you see him, he will be resplendent in some form of vibrant green. So thank you very much for taking a look at this Harry Potter miniature adventure games review. I have got, as I say, some more figures coming. I've got some Death Eaters. I've got some Hogwarts professors to show you as well. I'll just do those one at a time. But yeah, it's going to be an enjoyable few weeks painting these up, hopefully. So we'll catch each other soon on another video, guys. See ya.